Welcome guys back to the Pointless Watch Studio. Today I'm going to review Longines Grande Classique model number L4.708.4. This watch I didn't expect to purchase, but I guess I was at the right place at the right time. I was browsing pawn shops to see what type of watch I could buy, and I saw this watch pop on for 360 euros. Then I went online to see the prices to compare if it's a good watch or a bad watch or what type of movement it has, and I saw that they usually go for 600 euros. So I thought to myself, oh, I should go and check the watch, and if it's in great condition, then I should buy it. I drove to the pawn shop to see the watch, and I saw it was in excellent condition. The strap wasn't worn, the case was all polished and wasn't scratched up, and the crystal was in excellent condition. Now it's in my collection, and it's one of the watches I wore quite often. To think that I only spent 360 euros for a Longines watch is jaw-dropping. Of course, it doesn't come with a box or papers. I don't think that I will need them because I enjoy the watch. Maybe in the long terms that when I want to sell it or repair it, it's necessary to have those things. But I really don't see the purpose. If the watch can last me 10 years, I think I got my money's worth. I'm shocked that I got it for that price and it's not a quartz watch. And especially if you go to Chrono24, you can see that average price of the Grande Classique is much higher than 360 euros. And they also don't come with papers and box. At first, I was quite skeptical about the size of the watch. Online, it said it's 34 millimeters, and that was my first turn off. When I went and saw it live, I put it on my wrist and it fits and looks sleek. Maybe it's because the dial is large and the bezel is really tiny. And on my wrist it looks really good. And you couldn't tell this is a 34mm watch. On to details about the watch. So the watch case material is stainless steel. The front and back crystal is sapphire. The movement is L593.2, which is based on ETA 2000. The strap is alligator leather, and the buckle and the crown is signed with Longines logo. About the measurements of the watch, the case size is 34 millimeters. The thickness is less than 7.5 millimeters, and the strap size is 18 millimeters. Now on to the watch positives. The watch is minimalistic and really mesmerizing design. It's simple, yet it has a lot more storytelling than a Daniel Wellington or Michael Kors watch. I like the silvery dial. It looks really nice with those lines, and it has only 2 hands, which shows hours and minutes. Overall, together it works really nicely. The second positive is that the watch is really thin. This is like the thinnest watch I have. It's only 7.4 millimeters thick. It's crazy to think that they can fit an automatic movement in this watch. I have watches which are quartz, which is twice as thick. It fits really great under the cuff in formal events, and on the wrist you don't feel it because it's so thin and light. Also, another positive is the strap feel. It feels premium. It's the first watch that I have with alligator leather, and it feels really nice. It's soft, and the overall look feels premium. It's better than other watches that are imitation of alligator. Last positive is attention to detail. I really like that this watch was thought through with Longines. I like that it has a signed crown. The strap buckle also is signed with Longines logo. There's not too much text on the dial. It has only Swiss on the 6 o'clock and above automatic. I like that all the information is behind the watch. You don't need to see it. And also I really like the decorated movement on the back. The Longines L539.2. On to the negatives. The first negative for me is the rotor spin. It spins really fast only in one direction and it's kind of noisy, and when you shake your arm quite fast you can feel it wobble your watch because it's a light watch. So the next negative is the crown is way too small. It's really hard to operate the watch. Also, it's slippery because it's polished and doesn't have a lot of grooves to grab on the watch. So I think if it was a tiny bit bigger or better gripping, then I wouldn't have any issues with the crown. And the last negative is that the watch is all polished and it can be a fingerprint magnet. I have a difficult time keeping this watch shiny because when I touch it, it's gonna be with fingerprints, and each time I use it, I have the urge to clean it with a shirt or a watch cleaner. For this type of design, I wouldn't imagine how would they make it brushed, finished. The third negative is the straps are limited to only really thin ones. Because the watch is designed in an interesting way, it limits how thick of a strap you can fit it. And I've tried some other straps which are a bit thicker than this Longines strap and it doesn't fit. So you're kind of forced into one style of a strap, really thin. But to be honest, for this type of watch, which is really classic, I don't think it would fit a thick strap. It wouldn't look good with a thick strap, so it needs to be thin. So the conclusion for this watch, I think Longines as itself is really great brand. I've bought 2 watches from them and both are not disappointing. Of course, a watch could not be perfect, so there's some negatives and positives. But overall, like this design and the feel in the hand, I like that they have a lot of off-the-shelf movements because it lowers the cost of servicing the watch. Also, I like that the Longines on the second market is a lot cheaper, so you don't have to break a bank also, because there's a difference between me buying this watch for 360 euros or buying it new for 1,800 about or more. So I don't regret buying this watch. I think in the future I could maybe buy another Longines. I'm looking at the Longines Zulu GMT, which looks really, really nice with the green dial and gilt hands. But it's in the future. Now I'm looking at Frederick Constant with in-house movement, and maybe I will get it after a few months. But for now, I would recommend the watch. I wasn't disappointed. It could be like unisex watch. You can give it to your significant other or just wear it yourself. It looks really great, and I think in the future it also can keep great price if you buy it in sale or if you buy it used.